Welcome back. After the barriers to communication, today we are going to learn about the common problems in two-way communication. Perhaps we fail to say what we mean, or we misinterpret the words of another. Whatever the blunder, we could all benefit from recognizing our communication mistakes and turning them into communication skills. Here are 10 common communication problems and mistakes. Firstly, not truly listening. When we are communicating with someone, we often are not committing our full attention. We might be looking at our phones, watching television, or even daydreaming about something else. It surely causes problem to effective communication. Secondly, assuming you know the message before the person finishes. We have all done it. We are listening to a friend speak and we already assume we know what is going to be said before they finish their sentence. When we assume we know what the person will say, we miss what is actually being said. Honor the speaker by remaining openly curious and listening intently for the message rather than predicting what will be said. Thirdly, interrupting the speaker. We have probably all interrupted another person mid sentence once or twice. It can happen accidentally, or we may get so excited about what we want to say and fear we will forget our response if we don't just go ahead and say it. Others may interrupt during arguments as a power move. Whenever the intention or whatever the intention is, interrupting can make a person feel invalidated, as if what they have to say is unimportant. Have respect for the other person and allow them to finish the message entirely before you respond. Fourthly, using you statements instead of I statements. When we are discussing our feelings with another person, we need to own those feelings rather than place the responsibility on the other person. It can be easy to say, you did this, or you didn't do that. Whenever we use I statement, we take ownership of how we feel and are less likely to make the other person feel attacked. Instead of saying, you didn't call me back, try saying, I felt hurt when you didn't return my call. Believe me, this is more effective. Fifthly, letting your emotions dictate your response. When we react emotionally, we are likely to say things we don't mean. A good communicator allows emotions to sit for a while and then chooses to carefully respond rather than react. Sixthly, failing to account for cultural differences in communication. Cross cultural communication can be difficult. Words can take on different meanings, and cultural norms surrounding non verbal communication may vary. When communicating with people from other cultural backgrounds, it's very important to account for cultural differences in communication styles. If we don't, we may accidentally offend or miscommunicate with someone. Coming to the point number 7, which is misinterpreting the message. We may misinterpret others more often than we think. To avoid this, It is best to give the person our full attention and paraphrase the message back to the speaker to ensure we have understood correctly. In today's society, we are more susceptible to misinterpretation as we rely heavily on technological communication. Without tone of voice and non-verbal cues, it can be easy to misunderstand each other. When using text or email communication, be sure to use appropriate punctuation and ask clarifying questions to ensure you understand the other person. Eighth point is being indirect. Being subtle and or indirect in communication is usually ineffective. We can't expect other people to read our minds. If you want to someone to understand you, try being direct and try not to beat around the bush in conversation. Ninth point, attacking character rather than behavior. When we are upset with someone, it is easy to say things such as, "You are a jerk" or "You are an idiot." Rather than attack someone's character, an effective communicator should address the actual behavioral issue and leave it at that. Last but not the least, avoiding difficult conversations. When faced with the possibility of a difficult conversation, many people choose to avoid or prolong the conversation as long as possible. People usually perceive a conversation as difficult when they are faced with telling someone something that person doesn't want to hear. It might be delivering bad news or bringing up a conflict of interest. However, I am giving you a pro tip to make the conversation and communications effective. Like, an effective communicator remains open and honest to address issues as soon as they arise rather than avoiding or prolonging important discussions. Hope this helps. Thank you.